Welcome to the Clinical Center site for the 2022 NIH Directors Award Ceremony. I'm Dr. Jim Gilman, the CEO of the NIH Clinical Center. The NIH Clinical Center is the largest hospital in the world dedicated to clinical research. When people speak of the Clinical Center, it's often said there's no place like it. Well, that's also true when it comes to the staff who work at the hospital at the core of the NIH. Like our other colleagues in the medical profession, the ongoing pandemic has taken a toll on all of us. It has been my privilege to witness the diligence of our staff and dedication of our leaders working together to respond to challenges while balancing our ongoing organizational priorities. All of these efforts assured that none of us lost sight of our focus on providing safe and high-quality patient care in an environment of respect and compassion for all our stakeholders. Today's event offers us a chance to express great satisfaction, joy, and gratitude as we are inspired by the dedication of our NIH colleagues being acknowledged today with NIH Directors Awards for their special accomplishments. These awards help highlight the special people and special work we perform at America's Research Hospital. Thank you for joining me for this happy event as we recognize the contributions of our staff. We will start with the Alan S. Rabson Award for Clinical Care. For the Alan S. Rabson Award for Clinical Care, I am pleased to join the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute Director, Dr. Gary Gibbons, in acknowledging Dr. Shelley Kelsey from NHLBI. Because so much of what she does to deserve the award takes place in the Clinical Center, we are pleased to recognize Dr. Kelsey for her scientific and medical excellence and her outstanding, compassionate care for patients and those who love them. Dr. Kelsey has served as a dedicated leader in the development and implementation of new processes to protect patient autonomy, while ensuring the highest standard of care for patients enrolled in clinical trials at the Clinical Center. She has served as a role model for clinical research fellows and other staff, working effectively as a member of a healthcare team to promote excellence in the delivery of clinical care. She has also developed a novel and robust approach at the Clinical Center, representing an exemplar of originality, creativity, and innovation in clinical care. In the scientific medical category, I am pleased to recognize one group and two individuals. The DTM asymptomatic SARS-CoV-2 testing team is recognized for exceptional dedication in testing and reporting of SARS-CoV-2 during the rapid increase in positive cases seen during the Omicron variant surge. The dedication, flexibility, and willingness of Dr. DeGiorgi and her lab staff to do whatever it took to provide sustained high levels of testing was critically important in maintaining the safety of patients and staff across NIH during the height of the Omicron surge. This group performed more than 185,000 COVID tests over the past 19 months, over and above their usual workload. Two individual awards are presented in the scientific medical category. First, Dr. Samir Kadre from the NIH Clinical Center Critical Care Medicine Department is recognized for creating a clinical epidemiology program that produced multiple high-impact projects on COVID-19, antimicrobial resistance, and antibiotic stewardship, many collaboratively with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Food and Drug Administration. Dr. Kadre is a rising star in the NIH Intramural Research Program, focusing on important areas of high priority to NIH and the nation, establishing productive collaborations with other agencies, and creating a rapidly growing program in clinical epidemiology. Additionally, Dr. Kadre developed a novel classification scheme for antimicrobial resistance called Difficult to Treat Resistance, or DTR, that focuses on non-susceptibility to all first-line antibiotics. In collaboration with the CDC, Kadre and his team published the world's largest study thus far on COVID-19 reinfection risk. This work has influenced understanding of the extent and durability of protection by natural infection in the pre-vaccine era. The second individual award in the scientific medical category is presented to Dr. Veronique Nussenblatt from the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases in recognition of her leadership and coordination of access to COVID-19 prophylaxis and treatment for NIH Clinical Center immunocompromised patients. In addition to her significant responsibilities of Chief of the Infectious Diseases Consult Service, Dr. Nussenblatt advocated strongly for access to emerging therapeutics and prophylactic treatments for the large population of immunocompromised patients at the NIH Clinical Center. Once a supply of these valuable COVID-19 countermeasures was available, Dr. Nussenblatt voluntarily assumed responsibility for coordinating all aspects of prioritizing, ordering, and administering these treatments to qualifying patients. In the administrative category, I'm pleased to recognize one group and one individual award. The NIH Clinical Center Supply Chain Leader Manager Heroes from the NIH Clinical Center Materials Management and Environmental Services Department are recognized for exceptional leadership, collaboration, and teamwork, ensuring safe patient care during extreme upheaval and uncertainty. This group consists of highly professional and consistently dedicated materials management professionals who often worked in the background to ensure that supplies remained plentifully available and accessible, so the clinical center could continue to deliver safe and high-quality patient care. It is because of this team's dedicated efforts and unprecedented collaboration, teamwork, and partnership that the hospital experienced little to no critical supply item stockouts and exceptionally high-quality patient care outcomes. Ms. Xiao Chen Chang from the NIH Clinical Center Laboratory Medicine Department is also recognized in the administrative category for her work on enabling pediatric reference interval reporting in CRIS. Ms. Chang's work and due diligence allowed the clinical center to introduce the pediatric reference intervals in the manner that best satisfied Department of Laboratory Medicine and our pediatric subject matter experts. Pediatric reference intervals are crucial for the proper diagnosis and management of disease and other health conditions in pediatric populations. In the mission support category, I'm pleased to recognize two groups. In addition to the manager leaders from the MMESD recognized in the administrative category, the first award in the mission support category goes to the NIH Clinical Center Supply Chain Heroes, the frontline staff from the NIH Clinical Center Materials Management and Environmental Services Department, whose efforts ensured safe patient outcomes in chaos and uncertainty. This team not only communicated effectively with each other between shifts, but also recognized their peers for exemplary work and actively suggested opportunities for improvement. The Pharmacy Intravenous Admixture Unit is given the second award in the mission support category for their sustained collaborations with interdisciplinary teams to deliver safe pharmaceutical care for NIH Clinical Center patients through sterile compounding services. This team demonstrated outstanding efforts to operationalize the NIH mission through their sustained collaborations with interdisciplinary teams to deliver safe pharmaceutical care for NIH Clinical Center patients. This team demonstrated outstanding efforts to operationalize the NIH mission through their sustained collaborations with interdisciplinary teams to deliver safe pharmaceutical care for NIH Clinical Center patients. There are an estimated 800 active protocols at the NIH, and each institute or center has very different research focus and customer expectation. Not only did the IVAU team communicate with each other between shifts, they always recognized their peers for exemplary work and actively suggested opportunities for improvement. I'm pleased to recognize Dr. Anthony Suffredini, NIH Clinical Center's Critical Care Medicine Department's Deputy Chief, in the mentoring category. This award is presented for his exemplary performance while demonstrating significant leadership skill and ability in serving as a mentor. For over 30 years, Dr. Suffredini has been the clinical and scientific inspiration for fellows who have been leaders in critical care medicine. The results of his work are a network of successful directors of medical ICUs, cardiac critical care units, oncology ICUs, and neurostroke programs, as well as division directors, program directors, and other leaders in the medical profession. Importantly, almost all of these individuals remain part of a network that consults with him for scientific, clinical, and career advice. And finally, the NIH Work Life and Wellbeing Champion Award is presented to Commander Allison Adams from the NIH Clinical Center Nursing Department in recognition of her ability to empower her staff to shift their focus to balancing work-life, physical activity, and well-being. Commander Adams demonstrated consistent commitment to the work life and well-being of the nursing staff in her area of responsibility. As a result of her commitment to wellness, her staff on the 3 Southeast Day Hospital medical oncology and hospice units have developed a comfort level in openly discussing their fears and concerns, and it has improved teamwork in managing suspected or positive COVID patients. Recognizing our Building 10 colleagues and staff as part of the NIH Directors Program is important to me because I am proud of all of our clinical center team for their sustained determination and resiliency. These awards help highlight the special people and special work we perform at America's Research Hospital.